Hello, kids! Want to hear a beautiful story about festivals? Then let's get started. But first, I'm going to tell you some things. Are you familiar with the word tradition? Well, tradition is a transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on in this way. Well, I guess you noticed that I shared to you about tradition. It's because it has something to do with our story today, because I'm going to tell you a story regarding one of the tradition in the Philippines located in Cebu City called Sinulog Festival. Sinulog is one of the most famous festivals in the Philippines. Millions of people come to witness the celebration. Not only Filipinos, but also people coming from different parts of the globe. For 32 years, the Sinulog Festival is a traditional celebration in Cebu City held every third Sunday of January to honor the Santo Niño or Child Jesus. Basically, the festival is done by a dance ritual in which it tells the story of the Filipino people's pagan past and their acceptance of Christianity. The magnificence of the festival made Filipinos as well as our fellow Asians refer to it as the mother of all festivals. Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Anastasia. Anastasia is the only child of the Rama family. She's 16 years old. She has this beautiful hair, fair skin, beautiful eyes, and pointed nose. One day, Anastasia's parents talked with each other. They were talking on how they could make this little girl more productive and social to people. It is because Anastasia is the kind of girl who is not more into socializing with people. She prefers staying inside her room, reading books, and doing some chores in their house. She only has one friend whom she can trust and talk to. Her name is Adi Zara. They both have the same characteristics, that's why they could get along together. As Mr. and Mrs. Roma are talking, they couldn't think of other way because since before she has grown up, everything they do to make her socialize to other people is a rejection from Anastasia. She even doesn't really like going out. She just goes outside with her parents bring her to church or somewhere where they could band together. As days passed, one time a friend of Mrs. Rama came into their house. They talked about having a vacation somewhere. "Hello, Maria. Glad you came," said Mrs. Rama. "My pleasure, Aria." They then had a long conversation. Maria shared to her friend about having a vacation in the Philippines. A friend of Maria suggested her to go there and to experience some festivals in there. They then searched for some festivals and luckily they have found. They decided to go in Cebu to witness the Sinulog Festival. They were amazed in how magnificent that event is, and they think it is a beautiful idea for their daughters. "Well, it's a good thing that we've talked about that today, Aria," says Maria. "Yeah, I've been worrying about my child. That's why I thought of making some decision immediately. And so was your child, Adizera. They both should experience getting out of their shoes sometimes." After that, they both exchanged their farewell. After their conversation, Mrs. Rama spilled the tea to her husband. Mr. Rama agreed to their decision. Days after, they booked a flight to Philippines. Mrs. Rama went inside Anastasia's room to talk to her. She talked with her regarding their vacation in Philippines. Anastasia was hesitant at first, but when the moment she heard that her friend is coming with her, then she immediately agreed, without even knowing that they will be there to witness the festival. Mrs. Rama didn't tell her about the festival because she knew for sure that she will insist even if her friend is with her, and because she knew already that her friend will do the same thing. Day after, the day of their flight came. They had prepared all their luggage and other belongings in the car and went to the airport. Minutes later, they have arrived and Anastasia was happy to see her friend. Both family waited for their plane to come and to take off. An hour later, when their plane has arrived, they all prepared and went inside the plane. It was a tough ride and a long journey of traveling for them because their country is a bit far from the Philippines. Days after they had already arrived, Anastasia and Odisira are amused to see the environment. It is because it's their first time in the Philippines. Then, both family went to a hotel in Cebu and stayed there for 2 days until the Sunulog Festival came. Then, the most awaited event has come. Anastasia and Odisera are confused on what is happening. Then her mother told her everything. At first, they don't really want to because as what they can see on the TV, there are lots of people and they are scared joining in the crowd. But then their parents convince them to the point they have nothing to do about it. Minutes later, they have already prepared everything. They are now waiting for their tour guide. Many hours later, both families have arrived in the place just by walking because they can't use a car because of the crowd. And also, the event's place is just a few steps from the hotel where they stayed. Anastasia was so scared while walking. Watching those people who are looking towards her makes her feel so uncomfortable. She kept on holding her mom until they reached a place where there are people dancing, from the colorful and well-made costumes of the dancers to the beautiful dances and to the music brought by the drums, trumpets, and the native gongs. The Sinulog Festival never ceases to amaze its audience, and so as Anastasia, she could see lots of people are enjoying it, and so she is, but the people that surrounds her still makes her feel uncomfortable. One time, they went to a store where they could buy some souvenirs. Anastasia and Odisera were looking to the colorful clothes when suddenly a boy at the same age of them came towards them. But when the boy was slowly coming, they both ran, so the boy called them. "Hoy! Ayaw magdagan oy!" said the boy. The girls were confused on what the boy said. "What did you said?" asked Anastasia. Sorry, it's a Cebuano word. What I said a while is don't run," replied the boy. "By the way, why are you both running?" asked the boy. We just don't like talking to somebody else, especially strangers," replied Odisira. "Oh, don't worry, I'm not a bad person. By the way, I'm Paul, and you are?" "I'm Anastasia, and I'm Odisira. Nice meeting to both of you. I saw both of you looking these clothes. Come on, let's watch it together." After that, the boy made a way to talk to both of them. The girls were having fun because of him. He also explained everything about Sinulog because he kept on coming to place every Sinulog together with his family. He also knew that both of them are not into socializing into people, so he decided to bring them to a place where there are lots of people. The girls were hesitant at first, but later on asked permission to their parents, and they just allowed them. Little did the little girls know that the boy was planned for them to meet because of their parents' plan. The boy was the son of the tour guide. The girls were slowly adapting to the environment because of this boy, and later on they started loving this kind of tradition. It wasn't easy for them at first, but because of the help of this little boy, it went successfully. The little girls realized that there is nothing wrong on meeting other people, and that for sure when they will go back to their country, they will entertain lots of people. Their parents are so happy looking at them that they are slowly engaging into the environment. They are so thankful to this little boy who helped them. Good thing is that the boy knows how to speak English. And that's how the life of Anastasia and her friend Odisara changed because of the Sinulog festival. The end. Hello kids, I hope you enjoy and you learned something from the story.